The whole purpose for people being on this planet is to interact with other people and with the things that we have been provided with by whatever created the universe, interact in a correct manner. Now, most what you might call titles or heads or labels or whatever you want to call them that have been given people are given people for a reason. Now, I've been told that if you're an American, you believe in justice, which means what? Guaranteeing, and I had to make up this definition because the word justice is so vague. So back in the 1980s, I made this definition up, and I think it will hold up until somebody comes up with a better one. Justice has two parts. Part one, guaranteeing that no person is mistreated. In other words, if somebody's being mistreated, you don't have justice. That's logical. Part two, guaranteeing that the person that needs help the most gets the most constructive help. These are two guarantees. Otherwise, you don't have that thing that we call justice. Now, in order to qualify for being an American, you must be a person who believes in and this is most important, not only believes in, but actually practices justice. Now, when you look at the word African, that's got to be a person. In order to be an African, you have to be a person first. You know, qualify for the title of African people, all right? You are a person who believes in and practices justice. All right, let's move to the other A. I call it the three A's. Asian, American, African, Asian. Third, Asian. If you are going to be an Asian, you are a person, first of all, who believes in and practices justice. Now, for all three of those categories, if you don't practice justice, what's the point in having a label at all? And so I have put in the book, based on evidence, there is no such thing as an American on this planet right now. No such thing as an African, no such person, I might say, as an American, an African, or an Asian. Why? Because no one on this planet practices justice. Now, how can I say that? By the definition of justice. People are being mistreated everywhere, and people are not getting the help that they need, constructive help. They're getting help all right, but it's not constructive help, ultimately. Why? Because of what? The system of white supremacy. And you can't have the system of white supremacy and the system of justice on the same planet at the same time. That is an out-and-out direct contradiction. That is impossible. You can't have a world system of white supremacy. White supremacy is dedicated to producing non-justice, which is what we have. All the evidence shows that. Justice doesn't exist anywhere, not on this planet. Maybe on some other planet, 27 so-called light years away. Maybe so. Avatar, Oz, whatever you want to call it. The planet Krypton in the comic book Superman, if it exists. I mean, maybe they do have justice. You don't have justice on this planet, any place.
Yes, sir.
So therefore, African, American, Asian, these people don't exist. So what do you have if these people don't exist? You have white supremacists, you have non-white people who are the victims of white supremacy, and you have those white people who are not white supremacists, whomever they are.
Okay.
Just three categories of people on the planet.
Yes, sir.
Africans, Asians, and Americans do not exist by any logical definition. Why? Because these people would have to practice justice in order to qualify. And nobody qualifies for that. Nobody,
no.
not one person.